Everybody, as head of the Department of Sociology, I would like to welcome you all here this afternoon, and in particular I'd like to welcome President Don Barry to the Department of Sociology. And Don has agreed to launch the 4th edition of Socheolas, the Limerick Student Journal of Sociology. Thanks, Don.
Thanks very much, Owen. I'm delighted to be here this afternoon to launch this, the 4th issue of Socheolas, the Limerick Student Journal of Sociology. I'm always delighted to be involved in promoting and acknowledging the fine academic work of our students and staff. So I want to thank whoever has decided to invite me to do the launch today, and I'm delighted to be here. I know that this journal is produced and edited and indeed managed by a small group of people within the department, and I want to thank them personally for their involvement in this project, particularly Patricia Neville, Amanda Haynes, Martin Power, and Ian Barnes. A couple of days ago, when launching the UL's new strategic plan, one of the goals that was identified for us into the future was to continue to provide an outstanding and distinctive experience for every one of our students, to enable them to become confident, skilled and knowledgeable graduates. And I think that an effort like this is a very good way of ensuring exactly that. And so I want to thank the academics involved for the time that they have committed to making this possible and the guidance that they have shown to the students. I'm going to talk about the journal now as if I was talking to an audience who didn't know anything about it. This is just to give you an idea as to how real this activity is. You might have heard what I'm about to say put together like this before. This is a peer-reviewed journal. This is serious academic work that we're talking about here. And since the launch of the journal in 2009, the editorial team has worked with 35 students and published 25 high-quality articles, work undertaken by undergraduate and postgraduate students of sociology here at UL. The submission process, I was briefed on this before coming down here, and the submission process, I don't know if it's as bad as this when I was trying to publish papers in statistics, but this is a pretty tough submission process. It seems that the first thing that has to happen is that students have to submit an abstract which refers to a course assignment or a term paper or a final year project or a part of a master's degree for which they have received a minimum grade of B2. And it has to be an abstract about an idea which is capable of being reworked into an article of about 4,000 words. The abstracts are then submitted directly to the editor, and they're all reviewed for their suitability by the editorial committee, and only at that time, following selection of suitable abstracts, are full papers invited, and the process of reviewing begins all over again. So that's a pretty serious review process and very similar to what happens in major international journals, and I think it's wonderful that students get an experience of that and find out what you need to do to get something up to publishable standard and the aggravation you have to go through to get it from what you write to what somebody else reads. When I was trying to write articles for journals, there were many warnings when I came in and got a letter of rejection from a journal which would enable me to go home and pretend I was working at home for the remainder of the day, to use the established phrase while stopping at the I better not say that. Like it can be quite an aggravating experience having your article reviewed by somebody else, and I hope it hasn't been too painful for the students involved. I see this as a kind of an apprenticeship model of learning. So students both experience and are initiated into the professional norms that go into writing in sociology. Now, as well as there being advantages for students, there are also advantages, I think, for the academic staff involved in the project. I know that the editorial committee has engaged in an evaluation of their own editorial practices, and this evaluation process has resulted in improving the process itself, but it has also resulted in the presentation of findings at a number of conferences, including the Sociological Association of Ireland annual conference in May of last year, and the International Conference for Engaging Pedagogy in December of last year. And as a result of the review of the editorial process and evaluation of it, one research article is currently under review with the Journal of Teaching Sociology, which is a pretty highly rated journal in the field. So I think that shows that involvement in an activity like this can bring benefits to academic staff, which mightn't seem at first obvious. Now, the hallmark to my mind of a strong sociology department is that it is critically engaged with the issues of society of which it is a part. And this journal and earlier ones, I haven't had as much time to look at this one as I had earlier editions, but it's a great example of how sociology students in partnership with their lecturers can contribute to debates about contemporary society. The topics covered this year are very relevant, it seems to me, to the issues facing society at the moment, and they include women in the Irish welfare state, ethnicity and the asylum seeking process in Ireland, Irish identity, and iPod technology, to name just a few. And these are all areas in which the Department of Sociology has teaching and research strengths. So following the success of this journal within UL, I hear that plans are afoot to take the journal to the next stage of its development and to open it up to sociology students throughout Ireland. And in keeping with our strategic alliance with NUI Galway, I'm really delighted that the plan is that the call for papers next year will be opened to students of sociology in NUI Galway. I really want to commend the editorial team on taking that initiative to try and grow our alliance with NUI Galway in little baby steps, which is I think the right way to grow it, rather than some grand gestures that mean nothing. This will mean something. It will give our students here an opportunity to compare their ways of thinking and ways of doing with students in NUI Galway. I think that's a very good thing. Now, before you think I've forgotten about the students, it's pretty clear that this journal would not exist at all were it not for the efforts of the students. It takes a lot of hard work to bring a paper to fruition and have it published in a journal of this quality. And so I want to, as president of the university, congratulate all the students who have written articles that appear in this journal. I hope that you have found the process worthwhile, and I hope that it will be the first of many papers that you publish throughout a long and rewarding career. So in conclusion, I want to wish the students well for the future and congratulate them on a very